if you are wondering how to ward as a support in Dota 2, if you are using support or anything, this video might be helpful. So here I searched on Reddit. This article seems to be something informational, so let's go ahead and read it. Lesser known warding tips and tricks from a support main. Introduction. I did a guide post on min-maxing career and min-maxing tango, which you can see via my profile. For this guide, these tips are directed to both core and support players alike. Keep this in mind and your supporting game will definitely improve. I will just be spitting factual information about wards in the following section. Skip through them for the actual tips at the bottom. There are tons of YouTube videos on ward spots, so you can look those up. I will not include them here as I ward where I deem fit in the particular game that I'm in. Okay, warding is an important aspect of Dota 2. These are two types of wards: observer wards and sentries. Observers last for 6 minutes while sentries last for 8 minutes. Observer has vision radius of 1400 while sentries have a detection radius of 1000 and also give a smaller radius of ground vision for the first 12 seconds. This is very important to remember. I will talk about this further down the post. Observer give gold and experience upon killing to the owner of the sentry who provided the detection on the observer, while sents don't. This is basically all the important info you need to know about wards. Nope, it's not exclusive the support job to ward the map. Ops are free and sents are more than pay for themselves if an op is found and killed. Anyone can buy ops and sents, but supports will mostly be doing the warding and dewarding throughout the game due to the item slot constraints faced by core players. Okay, let's see. The article goes on and on and on. Let's look at the main things. Number one. Where's the number one? Okay, always be looking around. General rules of thumbs for support: always be looking around the map and clicking heroes to keep tabs on their inventory. Click on supports to see how many wards they have. Check again when they leave vision and re-emerge. Click initiators to see if they have a blink dagger or a shadow blade. Click core heroes to see if they have reached their item spike. Click heroes chasing to see if they have a dust. If you want glimmer TP out, always click heroes when they re-emerge on the map. If you click on creeps, you may even notice an enemy out of vision giving a Vlad's aura to a creep wave that you plan to nuke. Keep an eye on the timer and stack camps whenever you are moving from point A to point B. Stacking is important, especially before every minute the next tier neutral item unlock. Okay. Improve skill, build adapt to the game. Don't blindly choose a highlighted skill to level up from guides. Don't just buy the same item every game. Each game demands a different item build to counterplay enemies. For example, force up against MK or Ricky, Ghost Scepter against PA, etc. Try to be one of the managing timer stuff. What I mean by is pinging the clock at the top of the middle of the screen, or setting radial messages, just check runes please, pulling creeps or etc. Tips for warding. The first advice is I advise that set the hotkey that you put on wards as normal cast. This is so you can see the radius of your wards and cover as much as areas efficiently as possible. Try not to place your sense on warding eyes. If your hero has visions granting spells like CMQs, the only thing is you can see onto it, but everything else sucks. It doesn't cover a lot of ground. Ward around objective that you want your team to play around. For example, if you want to secure your farming space, ward your jungle entrance, double up with sands as well as against Ricky. Okay, the three for quite common sense. The tip ticks me off is who don't understand, take the scenario. You put send option I and found a lone sentry on it. You deward and go happily with your day. Very soon after, both of your wards got dewarded. Moral of the story: do not deward lone sentry on an eye. Okay, if there's a sentry alone, don't divide it, just leave it there, because if there's no sentry, like if there's no sentry, the enemy team will be just putting a sentry right there and divide your vision as well. So what will happen is they end up dividing both of them. The thing I told you, remember about sentries giving the vision around first person. If you found a lone sentry on the eye and put an ops on it, the enemy will not know that you found it and assume that you still have no vision there. However, if you destroy the sentry, they will definitely know that you checked and they will reward it as well. Of course, it depends if you have a vision, invis heroes or shadow blade bias on your team, but the enemy can't see invis heroes rotations with only sense and no ops. So doing this tip will only hurt invis heroes during team fights. That happens around these sentries on eyes. Okay, try to use deductive reasoning, narrow down enemy ward location, observing their reaction and movements. Okay, the tips: minimum found in killing ops, increase gold every 15 seconds and experience every 10 seconds. You may want to be mindful when you deal with killing blow uncontested ops gold. Okay, lastly you can cute and recognize which players have what skins and stuff. Okay, so that's the article. Let's look at the comments. Number 4 has been my bane with course. Some still don't understand not to divide the lone sentries at high ground unless they are invisible heroes, of course. They have invisible heroes, of course. Another thing is to notice sentries last far much longer than ops. 8 minutes with 6 minutes. You can use sentries as a defensive tool to prematurely counter enemy ops. Place sentries in between trees and hard to see areas. Early game sentries as a POS4 can absolutely win your offlaner the lane. Make sure you're not visible while planting the sentry at the corner most areas. Small camp between T1 and T2. You can spam sentries in every camp to slow down enemy carry farm heroes like Hulk. Go smoke, then spam large camps with sentries. Let them play the D-ward game. The deeper you plant the ops after T1 falls down, the smaller chance it get D-warded. I have taken advantage of planting ward inside the base even while T2 is still up, and it will still give a lot of info. Vision anywhere close to the base still give away their location due to career movement. Number 4 has been okay. This is my bane with course of not to divide the lone sentries as high unless they are invisible heroes. I will even ping X type chat, don't take this sentry, ping them, stop, they are walking up to it. They'll still do it and go in chat like homeless move. Okay. With the current lack of gold meta, it can be very effective blocking neutral camps around minute 5. I have one game before I spent about $500 in sentries and blocked 75% of the neutral camps, significantly cambering their high farms jungle heroes. Usually they don't even catch on and just think people are sealing their farm. Sentries is 375, that can print 5 camps, respawning 7 times, assuming in average 70 gold per camp. Gold the early mid game. If you spend the out, it means they spend more time running around for a very little farm and XP, which can destroy AM, Medusa and Alchemist. Wow, that's crazy. CM please, yes. So what the best thing I learned, like unless your team has an invisible hero, don't divide the lone sentry wards. And the another good thing I learned is, like the more you can block their camps is good for your team, because their enemy team's carries are not getting farms and XPs. So your team they will be doing the dividing game, it's waste their time, so you have good chance of winning. And the another thing good thing I learned here is sentries, always put the sentries in non-detectable locations. like you hide around in the map, like they don't find it. You can put the observer in a very visible place, but put the sentries in somewhere, because sentries is the one cost the money, right? So uh, do that. And that's it, guys. Thanks for watching. See you guys on the next video.